Okay, so super quick lesson here. I just want to show you in this lesson that we can nest multiple describe function calls within each other. And that goes to any level. So we can have a describe within a describe, within a describe, within a describe. And the reason we might typically do this is once again for organization, to create different headings or subheadings for our test. So let me show you, for example, right here. What I can do is replace this describe right here with a different string, like maybe JavaScript fundamentals. That can be my top level category. And then the combination of two tests that I have right here can fall underneath another describe that is sort of like a child or a nested category underneath JavaScript fundamentals. So for example, here I can do something like maybe primitive arithmetic, right? So I'm going to provide another describe. To that describe, I'm going to provide an arrow function, right? And then into here, I'm going to move the two tests that I currently have, which are the it function calls. And luckily, thanks to Prettier, it's going to make that all fancy. And you can see right here in the output that for each describe function, we have an additional level of nesting for that header. So you can see JavaScript fundamentals is the first one within this app.test.js file, and then primitive arithmetic is the category there. So for example, if I had something else here, like maybe I had a separate describe for arrays and provide an arrow function here, you can see that what that's going to do, at least I think it's going to add it when I add at least a test. So maybe right here, it supports adding element to the end. Right, as soon as I add some kind of test here, we don't even have to write the body of this test. We just need an it function call. You're going to see that it now has that additional category of arrays here. So describe is just kind of like a name for a heading, right? A name for a level of organization, almost like a collection of folders that are each nesting tests, right? And each folder can have its own folders. So you can see right here, we start once again with JavaScript fundamentals, and then we have the two additional subheaders of primitive arithmetic and arrays, right? So it doesn't matter how many describes you have. It's not like there's a single right answer. It just depends on how you organize your tests, how you prefer to structure this logic and organize what it is that you're testing. One additional reason why I might use nested describe blocks is when I'm testing branching logic. So maybe, for example, I am testing the same function, but there's an if statement in there. So there's two different ways the function can go, either the if statement, a branch, or the else statement branch. What I might do in the nested describe is describe the criteria or scenario from a user perspective that I'm simulating under which I'm going to go into that branch of logic. Then for my other describe, I'll describe the other scenario. So one example might be, one describe will be when user is logged in, right? And then I'll have a test for testing something when the user is logged in. Then another describe will be when user is logged out, right? So different branches or different pathways of execution, but related to the same kind of parent category or thing that we're testing. That's another reason why I might want to use nested describes. But we're going to see more examples as we proceed throughout the actual tests that we write. Once again, it's a matter of personal preference and personal organization. That's all there is to cover in this lesson, so I will see you in the next one.